I'm definitely not drawing. That's not going to happen. Right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Road to Better Chess. We continue to play. We have white again. The last game we played against the Slav, and we did not play our Catalan setup. And actually, if you look at the opening book, the opening, it was the 3 knights, then the 2 knights, attack, I think, and then something, it changed 6 or 7 times. The name of the opening kept changing. D5, we're going to go C4. This is the Queen's Gambit as always. Actually, in the previous game, then, yeah, we did find a fantastically nice little tactic to win a pawn and crunch up our opponent's position a bit. Although it turned out that the move order that we should have taken was the opposite from what I did, which was unfortunate. And then in the end game, it was really difficult. Another Slav. Okay, so we get to maybe play into the same thing and improve a little bit. So in the previous game, I think after knight f6, knight f3, they took the pawn. It's always good for us to be able to build on our previous knowledge. We were able to um, get a winning game in the previous game, but then right at the end, in the end game, we misstepped. And instead of accepting the fact that we have misstepped and it's now a drawn game, we tried to push for a win and we lost. So very frustrating, but it's important to remember that you cannot always win, and if you can't win, sometimes you have to accept the draw. Alright, so actually this I think still walks into Queen B3, which is the fun move we get to play here. We can take first, or Queen B3 directly I think might be slightly better. This can get very sharp, quite fun. If we go directly and they take, then we take here, and then this rook is hanging unless they jump the knight out, and then we can take this pawn as well, and we'll just be up some pawns. This knight crucially defending that. Otherwise we can take one, so they're supposed to take here, and then we can go here, which attacks both of these. And importantly, then we have this jump, and here, and there's a whole bunch of interesting things opening up the light square bishop. Yeah, I think let's play the variation that I think I kind of know. The only thing I'm not sure about is if they take here with the knight. I'm not sure, but they didn't, so we're going to go ahead with Queen B3. Now we're double attacking the mid pawn. We're also hitting the B7 pawn. And I actually think the best move here is to push the bishop back. And then I'm not so sure. But let's just see how our opponent tries to respond to this. I do think this is also a move, actually. The point being that they can try and come in here, which is a bit troublesome for us. We will see what we will see. See, this pawn is safe right now. I can't take it just yet, but this pawn is not safe. And the queen, to keep them both safe, has to go here, but then obviously we can hit the queen, get a tempo, which can be quite devastating, because we can also bring out our dark square bishop, and then we can bring out our light square bishop. I think there's a version of this where we end up with bishops here, just picking up the rook eventually, picking up the exchange, but one step at a time. Let's see, we've got a nice move here to keep on developing and attacking. We've got a nice move here depending on where the queen goes. We're currently sitting on a threat. The queen does walk into that check. We also have this now, but I think just getting this check, this pop in directly, I think is just very good for us. There's not much to complain about here. Hit the queen. If the queen goes here, we can also put our bishop behind it. We can also hit the queen with this, and then here. So this is going to be very uncomfortable for our opponent for sure. Only thing I want to think here is, so if they jump out, So this pawn is hanging right now, right? So we could we take again, but then they can hit us here. It's a bit uncomfortable. So I think we're just going to continue developing. Eyeing that queen now. I don't think there's any immediate jump that gives us a win. But this does allow us to bring our rook over onto the same file if we wanted to, although then we have to keep the... Yeah, I think actually the move might be here, like e4, hitting those guys to get in here. Yeah, e4, and if they take here, actually this is crashing. e4, and if they take with their knight, we can take here and hit the queen this way. We can also take this here. And I think if they jump, if they take it with the knight, I think we take here, and then we can jump and do this still. Yeah. We'll have to calculate a little bit though. If the knight jumps out on their side, we can still get in here hitting the queen. They do get this square, which would be a bit difficult for us though. Also the point is that if we take that, we do unveil against the queen, so they've got to be careful. How they take back, we take here. And that is one of the situations where the dark square bishop and then the light square bishop come out and just kind of crisscross the back rank for black. We'll see. We will see. Yeah, I actually don't like rook c1 so much anymore because it's not protected there. And we're not going to like walk our king over, I think so. If they go here now, I'm a little bit unsure, to be honest, what's best. Here or here. This jump does feel good, but there's still a check here we got to be careful about. They went backwards. Now I think this is the move. Take here. Also that gives us this, which is actually, this I think is the main point first actually, just get this out. Or maybe, depending on if they take that way, we can take here first, and then we can bring this out. We're threatening mate there as well. They take with their knight. Knight doesn't hit anything we care about that much. We still get this. They have to block with their knight somewhere. We can also do this, which is kind of fun. Take here for that. E3 is obviously also good, but I think E4 is just, you know, asking the right questions a lot faster. Here. Here. Oh wow, that's crazy. They take with their bishop. Actually, taking with the bishop might be worse actually, because the bishop's kind of stuck on this side of the pawn. Yeah, I think we're going to do this. We just want to get the tempo immediately. If we go e3, it's fine, but I think that gives them a chance to move something, you know? This doesn't really give them much of a choice. They have to react to us. This is terrible. This, I think, is actually, I think probably knight takes is the best I can see. We're going to check once. And then do we want to take this way? Or do we want to take to take? Yeah, they did take with the knight. Oh, now I can do this? Nah. Or do I do this first? Then they take. That's not so nice. Alright, so I think I take here now. Or do I just... Ooh, or do I just check first? Probably check first is best. And if that bishop comes back, then I take here. Maybe I take here now. Nah. Bishop comes in, I can do... What if you go up, though? I check first. Make it easy, we can castle, then the rook coming out makes a lot more sense. Bishop back, I think, is probably the most obvious move. Knight up doesn't feel right. If I take here, you have to take with your bishop, right? If I take here, you have to take with your bishop here. Do I castle? Do I take here now? Do I castle or do I take there? If I castle, you're going to take here, I guess. Now I have to take back like this. I don't want to trade off this knight if I don't have to. I feel like going forward is better. But it's hard to find the right way to go. Unless I take ones first. Then you have to take back. I could probably trade off most things here. So I can take, you take, I take, you take, I take, or you take, I take. And I'm threatening a... You can't really stop. But that feels like I'm coughing, I'm cashing in the wrong way. What if I go this way? And if the king takes there, I can take with check, but after this I don't really have much. Nah, that doesn't feel right. Taking with the queen now. Bishop down, I take here. Pawn up. Pawn up. Pawn up I just take here. And then I take here again. Your king has to go somewhere there. Here, pawn up. Takes with check first. Queen takes. Oh, isn't this just crashing? Go here, pawn up, takes there. If your king goes there... I'm liking this. But don't, if you take there, it's just crushing. If you go here, I can take this. If you put your pawn up, I can take here first, and you can't trade because it's mate. You have to move your king. This is the best square I can find for you. Maybe for that reason I should take now, but then if you take back with your... What if I do this? I push here and you take, then I take here, which I have to take here first. That doesn't work. So here, push. Here, king up. I'm definitely not drawing. That's not going to happen. Um, I guess I can take your queen, you take my... I take here... Alright, this feels like the best move, so we're going to go for it. I'm threatening this, I'm also threatening here. There's just a lot of attackers on this pinned piece. I'm hitting all of these squares. Taking there I think can't be good. That seemed really incorrect. Here you have to move. Oh, this is very nice. Here, and then I think I'm threatening this. Or do I take here first? Nah, because then your queen comes in. That's terrible for me. I take here. Then your knight isn't pinned anymore. But we can trade off. Everything in a good way. Oh, I can take with my queen, obviously, as well. Maybe this was a better... Maybe here I should have just taken... Nah, but then you take back with your bishop. I don't like that at all. My bishop is hanging. And then I get this check. You have to run there. Then I can take this, I guess. You can take there. Okay, you're going the other way. Alright, fair enough. So take... Oopsie daisy. If I take here, this is hanging. Well, your king is just completely offside though, so this has got to be good for me. Here, here, and the square still, you can't... Yeah, so this has got to be good for me. I don't have to trade off. And here it's equalish material, but your king is very, very bad. I'm up a pawn as well, I see. I'm here. I'm here. Yeah. Take, and then I can check. And I can still castle. You can't stop me from castling. You can come out here hitting a lot of stuff, but I don't know, I feel like that might be losing, to be honest. I can go here And I can move out of the way if I have to. My back rank is still protected. Oh, I can also just do this. That's great. I can check you and check you again if you push your pawn up. Yeah, so I don't think that's as good. Here, if you go here, then I can check and come in. If I check and you go back, I mean, then we're just going back and forth, which doesn't feel that bad to me either. So this is going to be my move. I can also do this, but that's silly. Checking immediately, you go there, then it's this and this. Then you're in this corner. I can never quite get you though. Check you once. If you go here, I can also bring my rook in, which is actually really nice. So maybe I should check you once just to see what you do. If you go there, I can check you again. If you walk, you're coming in hot, which is bad. I'm going to do this check first. This is probably the best move. Yeah, this is just crazy. As he's coming forward also just looks insane, to be honest. So this is probably your best. I just check you again. You come back. Yeah. There's no real in-between here that's worth it, I think. Yeah, so one more check. If you go here, I think this is really nice for me. If you push up, I can get in behind it. If I have to. And still play this, and you're just blocking off your other piece there. Trade queens. I don't really want to trade queens. Do I have to? Trade queens. And then I can castle or not castle. Yeah, that's definitely not what I'm here to do. Oh, my connections. Okay, it's back. Thank goodness. And it's making me feel like my move wasn't the best. I can just go back, keeping pressure here if I need to. Oh no. Okay, let me quickly put on my tethering if I need it. Trading's not gonna happen. That's definitely wrong. Alright, I'm actually just gonna put my queen in the middle and I'm gonna swap to my phone's internet, so we do not have constant back and forth. Which I should be able to see. Here we do. Let's give it 1 second. Should be fine. Here we go. We're back in. Alright, maybe that checking plan was a bit silly in the end. What can you do? You can come up, I guess. Take, there's a pawn that's gone. But I don't have to go up. Okay. So there's this check as well. That seems just pointless though. I think it's time to castle. Yeah, it's just time to castle. Our advantage is our rooks, so let's get our rooks in the game. If you go here, I can check once. I don't know if that really matters though. Queen up. Unexpected. hitting this though, if you take I go here, which is just silly. Are you gonna go here, I guess? Only thing I have to do is be careful of my back rank as well, which is actually maybe why the A rook needs to have come here, but that's okay. So if you go here now, I can get out of the way, and I still have a rook hitting this E pawn. King over. Very unexpected. Okay, I see a pattern that I like. I don't see a reason not to do it. Check here. If you run back, you're just down a rook, so that's good for me. If you go here, I go in first, and then I have this whole diagonal. I also want to put a rook, bishop there if I can. Yeah. Now I go here, and if you take the pawn, I'm getting you like this. And if you do this, I'm getting your rook slash that. Any of these discoveries look good. If you run away, I could still just put it here. My pawn's defended, yours blocked. Okay, now I think I get your... I go here, you're gonna block with your bishop, huh? No, there's no way we are accepting a trade. A draw in this case. What are you talking about? Should I push this? Don't think it really helps me. If you take, does nothing for me. I can hit your backwards rook there, which seems kind of fun. I'm gonna... I feel like I want to come over here. Yeah, I still have this if you don't too. I want to bring my rook over to c7. So I can do this and you go up, and then I hit your queen here, and if you move, I take. And that's mate actually, I think. Because my queen's also covering this. Yeah. Just as long as we don't lose for some silly reason. But I don't think so. Just hit the queen directly. I think we just hit the queen directly. Queen can take here, then we can take, the king has to take, and then we can take the queen out actually. And very importantly in this whole pattern, we have d1 covered by the high queen, because actually our back rank can be a problem. Our back rank can be a big problem if we're not careful. Oh, I actually found a different way as well to win. If you take, I can hit your queen like this. It doesn't matter which way you take, this is mate. Yeah, and if you see it and you cover, we can still take your rook first and then take your queen. And then we could take your last rook out, and then it's just rook versus pawn, rook versus bishop, which you should be able to convert. Yeah, this bishop f5, early f5 in the Slav is really, really tactical, very quickly. Very tactical, very quickly. So this is what I saw. And you can sack your queen, but that doesn't help. Especially if our bishop is there, we'll still be able to take back. So here, if you sack, I can even take with my king, but take with my queen. You'd love to pin me, but you can't. Maybe I'll take with my king just to be able to walk out. Oh, but then that's check. I don't like that at all. Other option is to take here first. Oh, but then you take back with your queen, maybe. That spoils it. Yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead with this plan. Mate threat over there while I'm attacking your queen at the same time. And your queen goes back, I just take you out. Basically, if you do anything but move your queen to give me mate, I guess I'm just gonna take out the queen first. There's no sack here. This sack I don't think works. We can take once. We still have the same threat. This bishop's avenue is covered. If you put your bishop, or rook there, then at that point it doesn't really matter, to be honest. I can take and take. I can just move my queen out of the way, actually. Take a pawn there or something. I'm sure we didn't play this optimally. Um, that position is so tactical. Um, it's difficult to know if you're always winning or if you make a mistake. But your opponent equally has to be able to navigate the position, so if they can't, GG. You can't put anything in between that matters. If you put your bishop here, for instance, just take your bishop, and then we're threatening 3 different squares of mate. As said, rook over, I think. Rook over, I think we take, and then you take back in some way, and then we take here. Probably we take, and you take with your king, I guess. Or you can actually take like this. And this is a rook endgame. Just up a pawn, no way. That's not good enough. So take here, you take probably with the king, take here, and then you probably take this bishop. And then you take this pawn, we attack this pawn. Yeah, I mean, that's just winning. I don't know if there's anything faster though. What if I take, oh, hang on, isn't this just mate? Here we go. Oh my goodness. Almost traded down to a single pawn advantage. Alright, let's walk through that quickly. So Slav again for the second, third time. For this reason, for this continuation where it's so tactical, we play knight c3 first before knight f3 or g3. We're trying to see if they'll play out their light square bishop. In this case, our opponent did do it. I actually think there's some master level games with this bishop out move as well, but I don't think it's good. Anyway, there's also like the Baltic defense even, I think, which is like this and then straight out or something. There's some interesting things in the world. But anyway, so I think queen b3 directly might be slightly more accurate. If they take here with the knight, if they take here with the knight, what do we do? Do we push here directly? They take here, I take here. I'm still attacking your knight, but I've got an isolated d-pawn. Take with your knight, or I just take back? And then just continue development? Or you take with your knight, do I just hit your pawn, and if you take back, I say I've got some pressure, something, something. Take with your knight. I mean, I want to play this, but if they take, obviously that's good for us. This continuation just looks a bit silly. Where do you put your knight then? Back there. Then we can bring out our knight's got bishop, I guess. Maybe that's good enough. Anyway, they took back with their pawn. Queen b3. Now we're hitting this pawn once. We're hitting this pawn twice. Bishop c8 is the best move from what I remember. And honestly, I think then we just keep on developing. We would just bring out our dark square bishop, e3, bring out the light square bishop, and nothing much. Knight c6 is also a move that's kind of tricky, because if you take here, obviously they can hit your queen number one, but also after that they can jump their knight out, and they're controlling this square, which is a little bit unfortunate. So if they did do this, what would we have done? Probably bishop out in that case. Yeah. Alright, but they put the queen out, which is incorrect. And now we can just hit the queen again, and then we can bring our bishop out with a bit of a threat. So they keep... Although I actually don't know what's our big threat here. Like, I make you move again. No, there's no massive threat. I guess I would threaten, and you would have to move, and then I would take your rook in the corner. Anyway, so there, and then I think e4 is the best move. Play actively, keep the pressure on their opponent. This obviously is just not good. Although exactly how to win is still a bit tricky. I'm actually not exactly sure, but then we have this as well and stuff. This also looked like it might be okay for us actually, because then I'd be able to win the pawn. Otherwise you would have to give me that check. Okay, this, why not this? Because you've got three defenders on that square. You're gonna drop the pawn either way, but knight c6 seems better. You're also hitting my pawn, right? Hmm. No, I think this is also incorrect. Importantly though, the bishop still protects it, so if I take here, I guess I can already win a piece here though. Here, and the bishop will take, and then I can take this. No, no, I can't. Not yet. Take the pawn first, and now I have all of those threats. Taking there I don't think is best. I was expecting this, and then I was going to do this, and you'd have to move your king up here, I think. And then I was going to move my queen back, I think, just to cover here. So I don't know what else to do. When you take there, you give me this, pick here up. I don't have to pick that up, I can take here instead, but that is a disaster, right? So no good. I can also take here. That might be okay. Actually, this, no, because then you take this way. I guess that doesn't help either. Yeah, I was going to say, so take the light square bishop, threatening a check here. You take my knight, and I don't want to trade. Take back here and take back here. And this was a mistake. I shouldn't have played this. I should have maybe just played up here. They have a check there, but it doesn't really matter. They can come in here, I can walk over. They check there, I can also do this actually. So that isn't, maybe this was the move. Even here is fine, because after this I can do this. Oh, this was silly. Just bishop g3. And you can check there, I guess. Maybe that's the point. But you only get one check. Castle, lose it. Maybe I just had to bring my queen back in some way. They ended up bringing their queen back. g3 coming in. Oh, you know what? Then I just castle along. Like, screw it. Yeah. And also coming in, I can take here, threatening that rook. And also maybe getting some more squares around your around your queen, around your king opened up here to get this check in. Alright, so this was silly, but anyway, they decided to trade. I don't want to trade, and they're trying to open up their bishop. I finally castle. Mm, I do worry that in some cases this rook will fall with check, which could be bad, but I mean, we should just be winning at this point. Happy to open up more dark squares around your king. Probably not the most necessary, but the point is afterwards I can't get you to play that pawn up anymore. Although even here, I guess you could have technically just moved it like that. And then there's no open spaces around your king anymore. I'd at least be able to put pressure on you. And then maybe I would have to do like a rook lift or something. Somewhere. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, so that was great. They have to move, and now I can bring my other rook in. And this was a nice move. And I completely missed that I have two mate threats. Because I didn't look at this position, but there it's mate. Alright, so let's have a look and see if the engine can tell us how many ways we messed up our attack. Okay, oh, actually no, we were just pretty good the whole way through. Alright, let's have a look at the move orders. Alright, this is the Slav. We go knight c3, which apparently is also slightly better at the top level. Alright, knight f6, knight f3, and bishop f5. Yeah, it just scores pretty well for white after taking first. Okay, I thought queen b3 was best. Oh, queen b6. I haven't faced that at all. Bishop c8 is the best here, I think. Oh, queen b6 is also good. Okay. Queen b6. I have played this position, but it's a little bit complicated. Basically, we're going to try and crack open the queen side because of the forward pawns we have. Um, and we just have a slightly better position. This bishop won't have many places to go. This bishop will going to try and control it. But sure. Okay, we took, and then we play queen b3. Yeah, and then bishop back is the best move. I do remember that. Here's the best move, and then we would just keep on developing. I would play this. Yeah, I think e6 is best for you. e3 is good for me. Bishop out. Oh, interesting. This is actually pretty drawish. Go figure. Alright, so if our opponent knows what they're doing, it's actually fine. But as soon as they play their queen up, it's not fine. Alright, so now we hit the queen, and immediately e4 is best. Interesting. e4. If you take here, obviously, yeah, I've got all of those. If you take this way, again. Oh, this also hits your queen. Take this way. Yeah. Okay, e4 is basically just for the same idea constantly. You've got all of this pressure, and something's gonna fall. Alright, so e4 directly was best, otherwise they can push you off of the... Okay, interesting. I did not consider that. So in the future, just throwing the pawn immediately is best. And the point being that if they take with their knight, you take with your knight. And now they're hitting the queen in a million ways, and after this you can jump back. Maybe they go here. Oh, we still got that pressure as well. Okay. Alright, this is a different kind of attacking situation, I guess, but better. So yeah, they moved again, incorrect. And now we play e4. Alright, they take with the knight, we check. Yeah, this made more sense, but it is still completely winning for us. And apparently here we had to snap off the knight. Ah, because then we can do this. I didn't consider that, but now obviously putting it together, the bishop was always taking care of that knight. And if you take this way, I'm coming in, and what do you do here? Move, move over. Take the bishop. Okay, and you just, yeah, here. So this is very similar to how the game went, actually. Except I think we're just up another piece. Actually, yeah, we're just up another piece if we do this, because we take first. Okay, so slightly worse, but we're okay. Oh, okay. Rook over. Rook is protected. And now your knight can't move because it's pinned to your queen. Alright, so we should have tried to bring more pieces into the attack. Also because now that we've lost the e-pawn, the rook c1 move is protected. Alright, so yeah, it's still winning, but it's not as good. Yeah, it's enough. And here, oh my word. Yeah, okay, so you sack it here because then I take this. Okay. And I'm up in exchange and I'm also up king position. Your king is just completely open. Alright, again, I'm just not I'm not calculating everything properly. And if I take here and you move this, oh, they're not protecting here and I can just do this. Alright, fair enough. We didn't do that. Trading queens was best, but no way. I'm not trading queens. That seems like what if you just moved them straight away? I mean, same plans, same basic plans. Okay, they should have tried to trade again. Alright, all of this is winning all the time, but yeah, and mate in one. Okay, so importantly for us, first off, if they go early bishop, although it feels like it's winning, it's not. Okay, let's go queen b3 first and then queen b6. If you take and then go here, queen b6 is still a move, but in that case the pawn hangs because I can take back here. So I get an extra pawn, I also have this threat, blah blah blah. And if you take this way, I just win that pawn. And then you can push me around, and I think actually maybe I go back here. I don't actually remember. But this is not losing for black yet. Only after you miss, if you miss the way you're supposed to play. Oh, okay, the other one was this. Yeah, this one is also kind of okay. Yeah, this is also a bit tricky. You've got like little jumps and things you can try and get me at. Here, bishop f4, and this is where I stop. Ah, okay, I've played this position. This is where I stop you from doing that, and eventually I bring um, my other bishop in to protect my queen as well, and we trade off queens, and then I get the exchange on your rook because it's just stuck. Okay, yeah, so this is another move. Anything else we wanted to check? Okay, so what we know is we should play e4 before we play our bishop up, because we actually want to have all of these options immediately, and it's not e3, you need to play e4. Alright, and then importantly, just bringing more pieces in, realizing that some pieces are protecting too many things. So if we do here and you do this, we still get this, and if you take with your bishop, we can actually just win your queen and your minor piece. So it's like a queen for a bishop, which is amazing. Alright. Okay, I think we're going to call it there. 92 accuracy, 83 accuracy. We have 3 inaccuracies and a mistake. Our opponent had 1 blunder though, and they were losing. So very happy to get it. This is why we play our Slav in this way, but it's not the only way. And if our opponents are obviously well aware of this position, then knight f3 here is just real nice because we can play into this Catalan setup versus the Slav, and that might end up being a closed. It might end up being an open with c6. We will see. Alright, I think that's going to be it for today, or at least for this game. Call it, and see you guys next time. As always, keep on improving. Bye bye.